Holy moly. So I did a thing. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I don't have a whole lot of time to explain, but what we're fixing to go do right now is, it blows my mind. Something I've always wanted to do, something I wasn't expecting to do, but it's happening. Come on. So today we're doing something different. Oh man, holy cow. I did a thing today. Holy moly. Woo! Oh guys, I'm being super quiet because I'm nervous. I'm being super conservative. The guy kind of freaked me out when he says it's a lot of power and be careful. He wasn't lying. It's you know, if you're not used to this type of power, you could get yourself in trouble. And I'm not used to this type of power. I mean, I've never ridden a bike this big. This is the biggest bike I've ever ridden. This is the 2020 Harley Davidson Lowrider S with the 114. I did have them swap out that solo seat that comes on these bikes for the other lowrider that actually has like the dual seat. Man, this is a big bump. I'm gonna slow down. Man, this is trippy. I've never been on a bike like this. I thought the seating position was very weird with my feet. I felt like my knees were in my chest. I love the way this bike looks. I like everything about it. The only thing that's worried me was how high these pegs were. And I said, well, I'll just put forward controls on it. Now that I'm riding it a little bit, it's really not, it really doesn't, it's not uncomfortable. Matter of fact, I kind of digging it. So many things coming up in the future with this bike. I made a pretty good jump, 2000 Honda Shadow to the 2020 Lowrider S. I'm not screwing around. And if you guys want to see more of interesting things from me, like going out and picking up this 2020 Lowrider S, then subscribe, hit that like button. You know, we're just kind of getting things started. I've got handful of videos up, but I feel like we're fixing to have a lot more. I'm excited about it. I may not sound excited, but honestly, it's just because I'm trying not to poop. I'm so excited about getting this bike and nervous that my stomach starts hurting, man. And that's just how it is. So I shouldn't have told you guys that. But anyways, it's how I feel. I wanted to be honest with you guys, and I always tell you 100% what's going on and the truth. So there it is. I'll tell you how I got started. I'm a fan of Blockhead's channel. I know a lot of you are. And man, I have loved that bike of his since the first time I saw it. So I've been kind of keeping my eyes open for one. They actually got one at my local Harley Davidson dealership Friday. Usually when they get them, they come up missing pretty quick. I knew I didn't have long. I needed to make the decision. I actually had no intention of buying a motorcycle, and went up there just to get them to run numbers on it. I wasn't sure like what they even went for. I'd never even priced them. Trying to see what payments might be. I was kind of surprised by the quote that Harley gave me. They quoted me that they needed money down and 11% interest on the loan, and I got fairly decent credit. There's no reason I should have to pay 11%. So I went to my personal bank where I have some other vehicles financed. I was able to get the bike financed for around 3%, no money down. I really couldn't pass it up. The payment was pretty much exactly, not exactly, it was a little more than I was what I was trying to pay, but you know, I'm picky. I want cheap payments, you know, I want good deals. You know, I got my payments pretty much pretty close to where I was wanting them, within the general area. And yeah, I mean, I'm happy with it. I think it's a great thing. I'm kind of excited. As you can imagine, I don't think it's completely 100% processed yet. But this bike is brand new. It's got 16 miles on it now. It I believe it had less than 9 when I left. It smells brand new. It's got that new plastic smell, you know what I mean? Guys, I just need to shut up and enjoy this. I can't believe this. Oh dang! Woo! Golly! So obviously it's a few days later. We actually had a hurricane come through. I mean, the next day. Weather started getting bad the day after I purchased this bike. I didn't get to ride it for several days. I mean, right after I bought it, I was literally walking in my garage, cranking it and sitting on it, and just kind of rubbing it. Anyways, let's see, I bought this bike on Wednesday, and because of the weather I haven't been able to ride it. I have 67 miles on this motorcycle, and it had about 7 miles on it when I bought it. So, and it's about a 25 to 28 mile trip here. So as you can see, I haven't put that many miles on this bike since I've had it, and I've had it several days, and it has been killing me. I am so thankful for some decent weather. I'm going 70 miles an hour. I feel like I'm going 70, but the wind's a lot better today than it was when I rode it home the other day, so it's really not kicking me around as bad. Man, this bike has so much power, a lot more than what I'm used to. It is crazy. I would definitely say that this is not a beginner bike. Coming from my Shadow, my old Shadow, my 20-year-old Shadow, 600cc. This is one heck of a step up, man. It's kind of one of those spur-of-the-moment things for me going to get this bike. Not something like I just decided the other day I wanted a Harley, but I actually, as a kid, man, I've always liked bikes. My parents would not let me have a motorcycle for nothing. I told someone else recently that I was the kid that put baseball cards in my my bicycle tire, Coke can, just to make it sound like a dirt bike. I also had a regular Nintendo. Me and my brother played regular. I haven't played Nintendo. Like, I'm not like a gamer dude. And anyways, but we did have one of the original Nintendos. And one of my favorite games was Excite Bike. It's like a motorcycle game. And I thought it was super cool. Anyways, my parents would never give me a motorcycle. I begged for every Christmas. I always wanted to stop at all the motorcycle dealerships, just look at motorcycles in general, like nothing too crazy. I wanted to look. Maybe 2 or 3 times in my lifetime, I remember my dad or somebody stopping at one of these dealerships, letting me go in there and just look at the motorcycles. I mean, I couldn't help it, man. I loved everything about them. I guess it was probably smart not letting me go in there as much as I wanted to. Obviously, I wanted to sit on everything and touch everything and drool on everything, and you know, who wants a kid to do that to their motorcycles that they have in stock? I mean, I get it. Christmas time always came up, and I always told my parents, I was like, look, I want a motorcycle. I don't care what kind, I don't care what year, I don't care what it looks like, I want a motorcycle. And you know, we weren't wealthy, we didn't have a lot of money growing up, and so you know, it was definitely not going to happen. I didn't realize it then. I mean, I didn't know we were that poor, but looking back now, I see it. But we just didn't have things like that. And especially, you know, I have 2 other siblings. You know, my parents aren't going to go spend the money on one kid and then, I mean, not be able to buy anything for the other 2. It's just not the way it works. So I understand now, but I hated it then. But anyways, I told my parents, man, if you would just buy me a dirt bike, that's all I wanted, was a dirt bike. Just buy me a dirt bike. If you buy me a dirt bike, I will wake up Christmas morning, I'll see it sitting there, and I will die of a heart attack. Literally, I'll be so excited, I will die. I'll die of a heart attack, and you guys can take it back and get your money back. I thought that was a real solution to the problem. You know, I really couldn't understand why my parents wouldn't even try it. I was really gonna try not to die of a heart attack because I wanted the bike, but I knew there was a possibility. That never happened. My parents never attempted to give me a heart attack. You know, I've always wanted a bike. I've always wanted a Harley. But you know what? I've never been too picky because, to be honest with you, I just wanted a bike, man. I just wanted to ride. You know, I always looked at Harleys as kind of like the premier motorcycle. Like if you're gonna, I got something in my beard here and it's driving me bonkers. Sometimes bugs like to get up in there and they'll crawl up in there and make a nest. I always looked at Harley as like a premier motorcycle brand. They were a lot more expensive. I never thought I'd be able to have one. I mean, not a new one. I really thought that someday I might be able to find an older one. I'm good at finding old stuff and spending some money and some, you know, put a little sweat equity in something and you know, having something decent at the end of it. But so I have that Shadow. I did that too. I found that Shadow for $450 or 400. I can't remember, somewhere between $400 and $450. And I probably spent a couple thousand on, you know, parts and things I needed and supplies to get it to where it's at now. Still feel like I have a bug up there. Anyway, so I put a little sweat equity into it, and I figured I would eventually be able to do that. I'd find a Harley somewhere, I'd be able to put a little sweat equity into it. I was up with this dude today. It's a little darker now because I had to stop and get whatever that was. I never found anything in my helmet. I thought I'd always find an older Harley and kind of, you know, rig it up and paint it, make it nice. But you know, I really I really like that Lowrider S I was seeing on YouTube. And man, thought that thing was sharp. So I just started kind of digging around, looking, seeing what they cost, and checking with my local dealership that I'd never even been inside of. Knew I couldn't afford any of those things. And it just so happened that they had one pop up on like a Friday. I wanted to go by and just look at it, sit on it. So I sat on it. I didn't think it was going to be possible that I would ever own it, but it was. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check back later for more content that's going to involve the Lowrider S, putting on some parts, and maybe doing some how-to videos, install videos, and in the future reviews on some of these products that I've already purchased. We're just waiting for them to come in the mail. Check back often. Still gonna do Shadow content. You know, I still have my 2000 Honda Shadow. So you guys that subscribed for the Shadow, no worries, we're still gonna have shadow content, but now we have a new toy just to add to it. Lots of content coming your way in the future. I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for being a subscriber and watching this channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click that subscribe button, like this video. We'd like to have you around. All right, appreciate you guys. Take it easy.